While the black man may not be president of the United States, it does not mean that he cannot rule the world. The true Afrocentric family then not only raises its children in terms of the so-called social realities, because it recognizes that social realities are things that men create themselves. And therefore it raises children to create a reality suitable to the advancement and development of black people. But an unconscious black family, an unconscious people, a people who've fallen victim to racism, a people who've fallen victim to a sense of inferiority, then will produce the kind of inferior children that the white society needs to continue its dominance in the world. And in this way, then, the black family and the black community and black leadership becomes allied with the dominant group and with the Eurocentric group. It is this kind of thing that we must come to become conscious of and to defeat consciously. I'm going to give you a little taste of what I'm writing about in my current book. I want to indicate that black maladjustment is not just a suffering in the soul of black people. It's not just a feeling of inferiority in which over which the individual has to get. It's not just a feeling of alienation that you get over by going to a therapist, that you get over by attending various therapeutic sessions. Black maladjustment is functionally necessary for the world as it is currently constituted. Black maladjustment is a political factor, and I often try to get across to people the understanding that when we go to these universities and these schools, one of the greatest deceptions that's run upon us is the idea that the things that we are taught in these schools are non-political, that they are neutral, that they are somehow universal. And of course, the whites run a beautiful game on us when they, for instance, name their courses without putting their ethnicity in front of them. They don't say white psychology, white education, white economics, white physics, white chemistry, you know. And we often naively then assume because they're called economics, psychology, anthropology, that means we are in a course that has general and universal meanings. And we are made to think that we are odd when we call a course Black Studies, that there's something wrong with it. But every course in the American college and university and in the American educational establishment is a course in white studies, ladies and gentlemen. And every course in every discipline is designed for essentially the same thing, to maintain white dominance.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. And shouts out to my brother Anthony in the building. I appreciate you being in the building, my brother. Shouts out to Cassidra Realm in the Bush in the building. I appreciate you. And if y'all want to come on here, if anybody want to come on here, just let me know. I'll put the link in there, you know. Yeah, listen, I ain't got too much to say. I'm not gonna go in on anything in particular, you know, but I just wanted to come on here, and there's a few topics and a few things that I do want to discuss with y'all, you know, and see what people think about it, you know. So, you know, I'm just gonna go in. All right, I'll put the link in. All right. So whoever want to come in, y'all can come in. But like I said, I ain't talking about too much, too deep or whatever. But you know, can feel free to come in, or if you disagree, feel free to come in. It's all good. But all right, I'm gonna start here because I know y'all seen this story. Everybody been talking about this one. All right, so what a brother defended himself, you know, and had to do. What up, my brother Buwana? Appreciate you coming through, my brother. But yeah, this brother here defended himself, right? And now they're trying to charge him. So let's play this,
Memorial High School, and Carmelo Anthony is a student at Frisco Centennial High School. Now, Carmelo Anthony, the black student, was under the white student, Austin Metcalf's team tent. Okay? This is where this started at. He's under the other team's tent. Was he allowed to be there? Yes, he was. Okay? There's no problem with a student athlete being under another student school's team tent. Students at track meet students all the time. They have friends at other schools. They know each other, things like that. They chill under the other student's tent. And I believe that Carmelo Anthony, being the athlete that he is, people would know him, okay? So Austin Metcalf, he sees Carmelo Anthony under the tent. He wants to come over and be the authority. Austin Metcalf, being the white student athlete, he tells Carmelo, hey, move from under our tent. Carmelo said no. Austin Metcalf goes on, talks his talk. Hey, move, this, and that. He's trying to be the authority, the boss in security, the overseer of the situation.
Right. So I'm sure y'all have heard what happened, right? So it was raining or whatever. So the brother was under a tent, and this white boy took it upon himself to approach the brother. And the brother told him, hey, look, back up or you're going to see, you know what I'm saying? Don't touch me or else. Right. And so the white boy thinking, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I don't know what the hell they be doing. But the white boy thinking everything all good, right? Until he found out, right? So then you have this.
Aggressive and talking.
Telling you part of it.
Asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I looked at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. No, just that's just what I saw.
So his twin brother went over there messing with the brother, right? We see who the aggressive one. You see how they like to frame all this nonsense, though, right? So we see his brother. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I try to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone.
You don't know why a brother would defend himself with somebody come over there messing with him who ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He don't know why somebody would defend themselves. Okay.
It's over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like,
yo, what's going on, Erica? Shouts out to Erica in the building. Appreciate you coming through, Erica.
That man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid.
Oh, not strong enough, I guess.
And I know this kid. Before I knew his name, now this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I looked at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. I tried it.
Okay,
oh yeah, you already know. Y'all see, I already be knowing all of this stuff. This is why y'all already know everything, And so this is the news clip of everything here.
WFAA has obtained new court documents revealing how Austin Metcalf was stabbed to death at a track meet in Frisco. Police say another teenager had fresh blood on his finger when they found him at Kirkendall Stadium.
The affidavit shows that when officers arrived, Carmelo Anthony told them he got into an argument with Metcalf. And when the arresting officer said he had the alleged suspect in custody, Anthony replied, I'm not alleged. I did it.
Right. I'm not alleged. I defended myself, like he said. Self-defense. All right.
Told officers he only acted in self-defense and
Exactly.
asked them
Scared
if
for his
Metcalf
life.
was okay.
Several witnesses paying.
You see, he said how big he was. Came over there with a twin. It's two big, goofy Neanderthals walking up on you, trying to tell you get from somewhere. He ain't even got no business coming over there. He said, "You touch me," and he warned him, "Listen, don't touch me, or else." You know what I'm saying? He feared for his life. He was scared. All right.
A different picture, and Metcalf's father told Matt Howerton he is not buying the excuse.
I had a dream last night. And Austin came to me and said, I'm okay.
Oh, he did. He was burning in hell when he came to you. He was on fire or something. What happened?
It gives me peace. Doesn't mean I don't hurt.
The last 24 hours, unimaginable for Austin Metcalf's father, his mother, his twin brother.
Right
I would've
now,
been
I'm
scared
really
too.
numb, and I really don't feel anything. I just have to function.
Metcalf, just 7.
Yeah, usually psychopaths don't feel anything. Like that's a part of it, you know.
When he arrived at Frisco ISD's district track meet Wednesday. His final breaths taken before 11 a.m., police say, after being stabbed to death by a fellow Frisco ISD student, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, now charged with first-degree murder.
My world.
They got an ancestor realm from the Neanderthal realm, the fallen Neanderthal realm. They got a realm. Okay. Yeah, he shouldn't have touched him. That's what I'm saying. He had no business touching him.
Degree murder.
My world's a little shattered.
An argument over where Anthony was sitting while the meet experienced a rain delay sparked a confrontation between the teen and Metcalf. According to arrest paperwork, Anthony sitting underneath Metcalf's team tent. You could see it from the air when we flew over the crime scene. Metcalf from Memorial High, Anthony from Centennial. A witness telling police Metcalf told Anthony to move from under the team's tent because he didn't go to their school. The witness telling police Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, "Touch me and see what happens."
Touch me and see what happens. Now they see what'll happen if you touch him, you know? So obviously he had to touch him first, right? Which I would be terrified, you know, I would have to defend myself. What's going on, Matron? Shouts out to Matron in the building.
And see what happens. Investigators writing that Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move and that Anthony
so he
pulled
grabbed
out
him.
a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest and then ran away. When officers arrived, the knife was found and police say Anthony admitted to what happened, but said this to police: "He put his hands on me. I was protecting
There we go.
myself," even asking another officer if what happened could be considered self-defense.
What do you expect? If you're caught, the best thing you're gonna do is try to lie your way out of it.
Metcalf's father telling me self-defense.
Except for it was like on video. I don't even know if I have the video. I think I do. I don't know. But yeah, except for it was on video, I think. We saw.
Is not a reasonable excuse.
The truth will come out. There were too many people that were there that saw what happened.
We see what happened to people who have dreams in this country, right?
My own son told me.
In Frisco, I'm at.
Oh, see, they use the camera, but they ain't got the one with the guns all up in there, do they? Oh, Erica said, "I always travel with the knife every day." Yeah, I mean, as you should. Yeah, you know. I don't know, but I don't know where his parents are, but I don't know if they should or shouldn't say anything. You know, they're going to try to, you already know how it is. You know, they're going to try to come at whatever they say, right? So, matter of fact, let's play.
Are we allowed to talk about the horrific murder of 17-year-old student Austin Metcalf? He's the young man who was stabbed in the heart at a track meet for asking another student to get out of his seat. We will.
Is that, are we allowed to talk about it while talking about it? Okay.
Lent is running out. This deal will run out. The horrific story out of Texas. This young kid, or young guy, but he's still a kid, a 17-year-old, Texas football high school star looking for.
Well, they charge 17-year-olds as adults, don't they? They call them adults, don't they? All right. Now this is a kid, huh? Oh yeah, that's the news saying this nonsense here, right? But this contradicts everything they say. But I mean, that's not even like news though. So
forward to college, looking forward to his whole life, was stabbed in the heart and died actually in his.
It's okay. He probably was too dumb to go to college, so it'll be all right.
Horrific story out of Texas. This young kid or young guy, but he's still a kid, a 17-year-old, Texas football high school star, looking forward to college, looking forward to his whole life, was stabbed in the heart and died actually in his twin brother's arms because he went up and asked another kid,
quote unquote,
to move out of his seat. And the other kid said, "Make me." And the football star took his bag or something to move it out. And the kid sitting in the seat.
Oh, so he acted as the aggressor then. He went over there messing with him, right? Then touched his stuff, right? The dude said, "Don't touch me or you're going to see what happens," right? He saw what happened. So even in his account, he's the aggressor. Oh, wait. No, wait. He about to. So you don't even have to be surprised because he's about to.
Stabbed him in the heart.
Quote,
this is
heart.
the victim's father speaking to local news.
Died in his brother's arms. They were twins, identical twins.
Were.
And his brother was holding on to him, trying to make it stop bleeding.
Should have held on to him before he walked over there. That would have stopped everything. How about if he was a good twin, he would have held him before he walked over there in the first place. That would have helped, I guess. Right? Or am I tripping?
And he died in his brother's arms. And I rushed up there and I saw him on the gurney. And I could tell. They said he wasn't breathing. I could see all the blood. I'm not trying to judge.
Wait, hold on. They went by this picture mighty quick here.
They said he wasn't breathing.
Is that a gun right here? Because every time he got hunting gear, and is this a gun right here that they tried to, they might not have realized was in the picture there? So this thug be playing with guns all the time? Is that what you're telling me? Damn. Yeah, he shouldn't have touched him. Yeah. Yeah. It's called projection, Buwana.
I could see all the blood. I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have?
That's what I'm asking. Who tells their little retarded white boy that it's okay to go over to touch people's stuff, to try to bully people out of their positions, and like people ain't going to defend themselves? What kind of parenting did this white, or whatever the hell he is, what kind of parenting did he do? That's the question that I have. That's a good question. Like, I'm questioning the parents because you raise somebody who think it's okay to go over there and put hands on another person and think it's going to be all sweet. Right? This is an absolute failure. What kind of father are you? If you can call them fathers. Yeah, I mean, it is the parents' fault. Who raises a little Neanderthal boy to go over there and put hands on somebody else, thinking that, especially when somebody warned him, right? That's horrible parenting. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely got to agree with that.
What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet, and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place. They asked him to move, and he bowed up.
Wait, hold on. Was he like security or something over there? It looks like he should have minded his business now, don't it? Yeah. That's how they feel, right? But according to them, it's about facts, not feelings, right? That's what they tell us. It's about facts, not feelings. The fact is, yeah, put your hands on me and see what happens, right? And that's the fact of what happens, you know? That's what they say. So I can't. They told me not to worry about feelings, so.
The guy was in the wrong place. They asked him to move.
He was in the white
section. He bowed up. This is murder. I don't know. I know they have someone in custody.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what? I already forgive this person.
What?
Already.
God
takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family.
Oh, so it ain't just it ain't just Negroes forgiving everybody. Y'all heard that? So I can't say too much, I guess. He said, I already forgive them. But then again, their God helped them with like manifest destiny and like murder billions of people, and I don't know. You hear him, Cassidra? He forgave him. Ain't that something?
I already forgive this person. Already. God takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family.
Okay.
All right.
Now, that reaction has elicited criticism from the internet. Some people say he shouldn't have forgiven this guy. He shouldn't have forgiven him so quickly. He shouldn't be speaking in this gracious way. One thing.
Yeah, you teach your it's hard. Like, what kind of dad you can say? Like, you didn't never teach that Neanderthal boy. I get it. They like retarded and they have a learning disability. They're not creative. They're not good at anything much besides like violence. I get it. But you never taught them that if you put your hands on a black man, there's a good chance he's gonna A, knock you out, or B, well, knocking you out probably or kill you. Because like we see what happened to the dude the other day where he got his part of his cranium knocked out. He died. And the little Neanderthal girl, she lucky she ain't dead. She might be dead by now. Who knows what's going on with that girl? But she got a piece of her cranium knocked out. So they ain't telling they not to put their hands on somebody. Is a horrible dad, you know? Yeah. I guess that's who their God is.
Should be perfectly clear here. We don't criticize fathers one day after their sons are murdered. Okay? This guy is obviously in extreme shock, extreme grief. He certainly has not processed even 1/1000th of what has just happened to him. And he's trying to speak in a way that is Christian, and he's doing his best. What he is
and there go your Christian thing right there. There go the Christian thing right there, Buwana.
Obviously trying to articulate here is the notion that revenge is mine, says the Lord, and I will repay. Their foot children.
I know my brother Carmelo Anthony seemed like it's not revenge, it's self-defense though. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's the new term of the era, like my brother Anthony said, FAFO. Mess around and find out, you know.
She'll slide in due time. That's what he's trying to articulate here. Okay. And so we don't criticize people whose sons were just murdered. There is nothing in that father's reaction that even to discuss the kind of way in which this murderer was raised that suggests, I don't know, letting him off the hook or something like that. Okay, obviously the murderer should be at the very least imprisoned for life and possibly put down like a rabid dog, okay, by the state after due process. There's no question about that. But it doesn't mean that one cannot examine the circumstances that led to this point. And that is the part that has become a debate about this incident because of the obvious fact that he
did what he was supposed to do.
A black kid on a hair trigger murdered this white kid over essentially nothing. So there's a racial
black child defended himself against this white kid after being bullied. Well, yeah, they have a bunch of people. I'm not going to put any of them up because there's a bunch of like Peckerwoods, Neanderthal, whatever you want to call them. They putting up like racist GoFundMe things too, making GoFundMes in the brother Carmelo Anthony name, and like you know, I try to show you one of them that I saw like. So I would be careful with whatever one that you put up or that you put to, because there's a lot of people using that as a scam type of thing right now. So yeah, that's what they tell them. You know,
aspect to it too, and a lot of people are saying, you know, we can't talk about this. We can't talk about when it's a black guy who murders a white guy. we can't talk about it. And that isn't exactly true.
While talking about it, right?
The establishment media were not quick to pick
so.
up on this story. It mostly took off on the internet. But the establishment media are talking about it now, and we obviously are talking about it. A lot of people are talking about it. If it were a white kid who murdered a black kid, it would be international news. There would be mass protests. Cities.
Oh, really? Like the one who, the little boy who came up missing, who was found in the field somewhere after going over their white friend's house or something like that. Or the little boy who was found drowned. Right, I'm sure we all heard of that story.
These would burn to the ground. If it's a black kid murders a white kid,
well, burn the cities to the ground.
Some people will talk about it. If it's a black kid who murders a black kid, no one will talk.
Bro, I would be careful where you send the money at. I don't know. I'll try to find a good one for you to send it, but I don't know. They got a lot of fake ones out right now.
About it. If it's a white kid who murdered a white kid, that doesn't happen that often. But
oh yeah, right.
Probably that wouldn't be all that notable.
They literally have wars.
It is notable.
They white on white crime. Oh man. There ain't enough statistics in the world, ain't enough numbers in the world that can cover white on white crime. Like they literally have been having nonstop wars since they've been on the planet. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Well, and people actually are talking about it, including the establishment media, because a black kid murdered a white kid, and they're not really talking about the pertinent aspect of this story, what makes it newsworthy, and that is how many red flags in this kid's life were ignored and why. Right. When the father of the victim,
they couldn't even not pick a picture of him in hunting gear and like guns and stuff. Like every time we see this white boy, he got guns in the picture. Let me hurry up.
Says, how was this kid raised? What were his parents like?
That's what I'm saying. He's like who like we could tell that maybe the mom is on meth somewhere. She don't know no better or something like that. I don't know what's going on here. But who raises their son to do something like that? You know what I'm saying? And then act like they care so much on the news. And I still haven't seen one tear, by the way. They don't have tear ducts, His quote unquote son was stabbed in the quote unquote heart. And I ain't see one tear yet.
He's suggesting, I think with fair evidence, that the kid was raised in some kind of terrible home. 70% of black kids are born out of wedlock. I don't know if this kid was born out of wedlock, the alleged perpetrator, but it would be a good bet. How does a kid go off on a hair trigger like that? And how did no one know about it? I bet people did know about it. I bet there were teachers who saw.
You telling me nobody knew that this white boy was a damn bully? I agree with what he's saying. Like you could see that this white boy thought he could bully somebody. He probably seen a black, this person, I can bully them, but he didn't know the true story about black people and how we smack the ish out of you if you come over here messing with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there was warning signs, but his parents probably on meth somewhere. Who knows where the mother is? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows if they even together or any of that? You know what I mean? But it was definitely warning sign, and they let the white boy keep. That's why they have so many school shootings now. It's crazy.
Saw this kid's behavioral problems before. I'm simply basing it off of this incident. I don't know anything about the alleged perpetrator other than that. But I bet teachers saw that. I bet counselors at the school saw that. I bet members of the community saw that. And I bet they looked the other way. Mm-hmm. Because if you ever punish people of a favored demographic, that could get you in trouble.
Yeah,
I bet there were a lot of warning signs here that had to be ignored. It had to be. Because we live in a culture.
Let's look at these warning signs that we see here. Look at this damn warning sign. If I've seen something like this, I'd be like, look at this thug. He's probably going to meet a violent end because he want to live a violent life. But that's what Neanderthals do. And you telling me it wasn't no warning signs about this? Where was his dad when he was taking this picture? To realize, like, oh, you could get stabbed in the heart messing with the wrong one. You think you're so tough, right? I get they're stupid, right? And they probably hard-headed. They're going to get, the violence is their way. But where was the parents is what I'm saying. Look at this. Both of them have guns like this. It's crazy.
That has a racial caste system, of course, and says that white people are terrible and all non-white people can do no wrong. We live in a culture in which the bad guys get away with a lot of bad things and the good guys are punished. The best example of this in recent memory is
like America, right?
Daniel Penny case, where you have some lunatic who gets on a subway in New York.
This is how stupid he is. He think he's using it as a point. And the white boy murdered somebody and got away with it. And he's sitting there talking about how the good guys get away with it, how the bad people get away with it. Yeah, like he literally used an example where the bad dude got away with it. But it's like they're really stupid, so they don't know what they're talking about. So
threatens to kill everybody. This Marine, Daniel Penny, comes up and takes the bad guy down, protects the subway car, takes him down. And then who do the prosecutors go after? They go after the good guy for having the temerity to intervene and stop the bad guy. That's what makes this case notable. Beyond the mere tragedy of it, that's what makes this notable. What red flags were shown before? Because those people,
what red flag? It's a big ass red flag right here. It's a big ass red flag. Yeah, big ass red flag. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. All of their presidents are felons. Like, it's nothing new.
Teachers, those members of the community, the members of the alleged perpetrator's family, right. They have blood on their hands. The culture, which says that we can never criticize black people and we all constantly have to criticize white people, and we can never suggest that there are good modes of behavior and bad modes of behavior. The culture that says that it's none of your business if two people get married before they have children. You do you and I'll do me. The culture that mocks the notion of the common good. That all of those things have blood on their hands. That's what makes.
Whether they marry white bitches or not, they still can't have kids. It's like a genetic thing. It's like, I don't know, their bodies don't allow them to reproduce like that because it's like a recessive. I don't know what the deal is, but and whether they get married or not, it's kind of irrelevant. That's why they could get married all they want. They still gonna have like a vanishing population. So.
Makes this a truly political story beyond a horrific local murder story.
All right, anyway, there's enough of this clown dude here. I'm gonna play just some of this part here.
This stream, actually, I wasn't even supposed to.
Metcalf, the student stabbed at a high school track meet near Dallas. According to the arrest affidavit, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony has confessed to the killing, saying he was trying to protect himself.
He knew how much I loved him, how much I do.
Major said he stood his ground, period, point blank. Most mass shooters are white, so as far as I'm concerned, he reduced the threat of future violence. That's a fact. Like, you obviously see, because like obviously his parents didn't teach him about like bullying and trying to like, pick up other people's property and threaten other people. You know what I'm saying? So he did the world a favor by doing all that, I think.
For him, anything. I do anything for him.
And this boy better learn his lesson.
His twin brother Austin.
And by the way, he sit there holding him. He didn't do a damn thing, by the way. He was like sitting there crying. He should have been holding him beforehand, and then maybe he would have been different. I don't know.
Was dying.
I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I looked at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So.
It happened at the district championship meet in Frisco. Hunter says his brother had asked Carmelo to move his seat because he was sitting under the wrong tent.
He asked him. You hear how everybody, they keep trying to, he politely please, kind sir, can you please, I put my stuff. No, he was like, you N-words, get the hell out of here, boy. That's what he was saying. And the brother was like, hey, listen, I'm just here minding my business. Don't mess with me. If you put your hands on me, like, you're going to find out, bro. Like, I'm telling you, just back up. And the white boy was like, yo, F you, N word, and took his bag. You know, they trying to portray the story like his oh, he was so sweetly asked him. But no, this is how he was, you know. He was like, you N-word, I'm gonna take this, you know what I'm saying? The N-word's like, yo, put my stuff down, yo. I'm telling you, I'm gonna give, you know how we are. I'm gonna give you one last chance, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna give you one, you know how we are. I was gonna say something else, but we gonna give you all the chances in the world. And then once he put his hands on him, the brother was like, oh shit, I'm scared. So I got to defend myself. And that's what really happened. So don't let the news fool you.
A witness says Carmelo replied, touch me and see what happens. And when Austin grabbed him,
meaning he had to touch him first, right? So it's the difference between asking somebody to move to then touching the person, right? Or no, am I tripping?
Carmelo allegedly pulled a knife.
They asked him to move. And when Austin grabbed his backpack to move, take it, he stabbed him in the chest and killed him.
He's now charged with first-degree murder.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore.
Oh, she could be on meth. Just because he's mad. No, just because he touched him. That's why he's not here. Because you ain't teach him how not to go around touching people. That's why he's not here no more. Because you're a terrible mother. And he's a terrible dad. That's why he's not here. And his brother is a terrible brother, you know what I'm saying? What kind of twin is that? Like, you ain't have like the twin sense, like, oh, my brother about to get stabbed in the heart. So I guess that twin stuff don't work, I guess, for them.
And I don't understand it.
Austin is being remembered as an...
Wait, hold on. Maybe she had a tear. I'm tripping. So maybe she got a tear coming. Nah, no tears. I think they do be crying. It's just no tear ducts because it's psychopathic not to cry when your own son got murdered. They could be psychopaths. I'm just saying, but it's no tears. It's amazing. Like, I've been doing this for like 10 years. I have not seen one of them shed a tear, not one time. It's like really crazy, no matter what the circumstance is. It's like, that's really like amazing.
Understand it.
Austin is being remembered as an honors student with aspirations to play college football. Despite the shocking loss, Austin's father says he chooses...
I want to see his grades. They talk about honors student. Dude probably got D's and C's and F's and stuff.
Forgiveness over anger.
I forgive the other person because the forgiveness is not for him. The forgiveness is for me, so I can have peace. His life is destroyed. My life is destroyed.
The arrest affidavit says as Carmelo Anthony was being arrested, he asked if Austin was okay. Anthony is being held on a
white hate crime. And we're sitting here saying to myself, do any of you buffoons know the definition of a hate crime?
I ain't write the time
because
down.
This was far from it. They was trying to say Carmelo needs to be charged. Was saying y'all will see because a lot of said by who exactly by who.
All right.
I've seen this chart so many times. You can't tell me that ain't Photoshop.
I should have.
Someone says Austin Metcalf's life mattered. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Even them copying that part about saying say his name. That was something black people started.
Yo, they can't even do anything without you. You see, they gotta even hashtag this. All the stuff that they be like, oh, you need to stop saying it. They just turn around and copy it because they're unoriginal. Meaning, if anything was to happen, they would come over there and copy you. Anyway, I don't know where it's at, so I'm sorry, because they had the video, I think, so I don't know, y'all, but you know they was on there crying. But anyway, we're gonna go to something else, you know. Yo, now I did see this. I wanted to play because I never heard of this. So I'll play this one real quick too, because this happened in 2020. Because we're not gonna act like it's like new, you know. But I didn't even hear about this until she said it. And people used to do this when I was doing it, but it takes a lot of energy to talk about cases like that. It does, like, to really look into what happened and to explain it and to put it in a way to try to make sure we protect ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So when we are in these situations, you know. Now, I guess maybe one day I'll get back to it, like what I started with. But anyway, I'll play this one.
from a woman that said, Flower, can you shed some light on my son, Marquise Martin? He was kidnapped and murdered in 2020. He was from Drew County, Arkansas, and his case is the only unsolved case in Drew County. He was 26 years old when it happened. So I am here to make that video. This article leaves a lot of stuff out because once I read some other stuff, I was like, okay, that first article did not tell the entire story at all. Okay. So this week marks 5 years since the body of a South Arkansas man was found and his death was later ruled a homicide.
Oh, and okay, so yeah, by the way, I'll play one of these just so you can see.
Topping our news at 6, action. That's what family and friends of the man murdered in Drew County last year are wanting. They took those demands to the Drew County Courthouse today. NBC 10's Gabrielle Pfeiffer was there and joins us with more on their plea.
Family and friends tell me that they just want one thing, and that's a fair investigation into the death of Marquise Martin.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Now!
From the corners of the street to the front of the Drew County Courthouse.
Marquise Martin! Marquise Martin!
The crowd gathered, demanding action from the sheriff and the entire department.
For a number of reasons, more so to get Mark Gober to recuse himself from the case.
Well, I think it's time for them to bring the federal government in.
Martin was found dead in a creek last March after being missing for nearly a month.
We want to see his killers behind bars.
I reached out to Sheriff Gober and asked if he would recuse himself from the case because many believe he's covering up for family members who allegedly were involved. Sheriff Gober says he has no plans to because all of the rumors circulating.
Yo, what up, my brother? Yo, Anthony, you there?
What's that? What's that?
What's going on, my brother?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah. I was still laughing at the last prompt about the white boy fucking around with the wrong brother and getting his ass knocked off.
Yeah, stabbed in the heart if they have one. Now you wanted to say something about it?
No, go ahead. I'm just listening. Go ahead on.
All right, yeah, no, because I'm glad you came on here because we're gonna talk about Shreveport in a minute too.
Okay then.
All right, but anyway, this is what happened with the
are
brother.
completely false.
You have any type of allegations against you, shouldn't be on the same case. You know, your sons, they have proof, they have pictures.
Marquise's family and friends say they aren't going anywhere until they get answers.
All right, so you see that I just picked one of them, but you can see this brother came up missing, you know. But anyway,
the case remains unsolved. In 2020, a Drew County missing persons case turned into a homicide investigation. Marquise Martin was last seen on February 9th, 2020. His remains were found almost a month later on March 7th near a creek just outside Wilmar, Arkansas. Autopsy results show Martin was shot in the head. Over time, rumors regarding the case circulated across social media, leading to community protests and Martin's family and friends doing what they could to keep his memory alive. Right here, we have Marquise's Memorial Museum, said his mother, Lakeisha Arrington, as she introduced us to a home that was once her only son's place of comfort and is now a community landmark to remember him. His love, his presence is everywhere. That's what gets me through, Lakeisha added. Tips on Martin's case can be submitted by calling Crime Stoppers at 501-340-8477. Now, next, I'm going to read from the website Navigating Advocacy Podcast, right? Now, normally I avoid reading from stuff like this. I like to only read from like news articles and stuff because anybody can start a podcast and say absolutely anything, right? So when I started reading this, I was like, whoa, wait a second, because this doesn't line up with the first article I read, right? So I was like, maybe somebody just made this stuff up because like I said, anybody can say anything on a podcast, right? But then, no, because I found a different article that said some of this stuff too. So then I was like, okay, hold up, because that first article left a lot of stuff out. So let's get into this one. Okay, now I'm going to skip the first paragraph because it's just talking about the history of this city. It was a vibrant interview with local news and talked about his favorite photo of the two and how he looked up to his dad so much. Marquise worked at Drew Central School District and worked part-time for McDonald's. Marquise was last seen on surveillance at a USA Murphy gas station on February 9, 2020 at 9:21 p.m. Then he was dropped off at his home in Wilbur, Arkansas, which is about a 9-minute drive down US Highway 278. Marquise's mother would receive a text that would make her heart sink. It was a ransom text. It stated that Marquise was hurt badly and that she needed to pay $7,000 for his return. It also said, don't contact the police. I am actually going to read what I found out about this text verbatim. This is to let you know that Mac was kidnapped by myself and my men, and we demand a ransom payment of $7,000 before we release him back to you alive. You are warned not to tell anyone or the cops about this, or he dies. He dies is in capital letters. Do not act smart. I am too old for games. If you want this done with peace, I'm cool with it. But if you are calling the cops in, I'm fine too. The cops are no threat to me, and I don't think I need to show you how dangerous I could be by her.
Aaron was later found dead is circulating on social media.
That photo has upset the man's family.
Yeah, I
Tonight,
can
they tell our Desmond Nugent why
watch
they
it on
now
his
plan to protest at the Drew County Courthouse. Desmond.
The family of Marquise Martin say they plan to peacefully protest here at the Drew County Courthouse after they say a picture was sent to them that has gained a lot of attention on social media.
We were so focused on the giant bear or monkey with the caption on it, "Can I help you with the N-word?"
The family of Marquise Martin says this social media photo was sent to them by someone they believe is close to the investigation. They say the picture is not only disheartening, but disturbing, and more importantly, believe that's Martin's body under the blanket.
It's clearly Marquise Martin's face. He looks deceased to me in the picture. It's clearly him. We wanted justice after it happened. We wanted justice 6 months later. Here it is over a year. We still want justice.
According to Martin's autopsy obtained by KATV, he died from a gunshot wound to his head at close range, and there was still gunpowder present on his scalp. Reed says the photo is the reason why they will be protesting at the Drew County Courthouse, and so will the mayor of Wilmer.
We shouldn't be out there in the streets protesting. We should be sitting back waiting for this thing to go to trial. But now at this juncture, we still have to protest and let them know we're not going to stop.
Although we can't control what goes on social media, I'm still asking him, where are you at in this case?
The family of Marquise Martin says they hope Sheriff Gober will attend the peaceful protest tomorrow here at the courthouse starting at 9 a.m.
So, and I ain't gonna play this whole video. Y'all can watch it because it's like 20 minutes, you know. But first of all, RIP to this brother here, and then his mother getting texts and stuff like that, It's not too much I can say about it. Of course, nobody was ever like, they still talking, like it still just went away now. So it's not even a thing, And they believe somebody close to the investigation itself sent that text to the mother. That's what the family said in 2020. So I don't know. You want to say something about that, my brother?
No, man, go ahead on, man. Go ahead on.
All right. So, I had to play that, but I don't want to play this type of stuff the whole time, So, I do want to play this though, right? So I'll play this, and I don't like playing their videos, but I do want to play this because it's crazy. He was like, Al Sharpton said that Trump is waking up the Black community. That's Al Sharpton saying this now.
Check it out.
He has done a direct affront on Black people and working people, and no apologies. I mean, when you take down Black servicemen's pictures on the Department of Defense's website, including Jackie Robinson and Medgar Evers, you can't be more intentionally offensive than that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was bro, that was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago now, and that never happened from that protest. But that was back in 2020, and so the brother never got like justice or nothing like that. So, and I never even heard about it. So,
servicemen's pictures on the Department of Defense's website, including Jackie Robinson and Medgar Evers, you can't be more intentionally offensive than that. Mm-hmm. So I think that the bad side is what he's doing. The good side is I think it's gonna wake a lot of us up. Sometimes,
and there's even Al Sharpton said, Al Sharpton can see it. He said this is gonna wake a lot of us up, including this fool probably, because he was like, I can't do this with Trump. Like even I gotta be on business, stand on something. And there's even Al Sharpton can admit this, but some brothers can't, you know. Anyway,
a lot of us up. Sometimes we need something to happen for us to understand what is really happening.
I say that one more time, Mr. Sharp. Y'all can say what y'all want. Now this is Al Sharpton I support here. Yeah, I want y'all like to support fools like this, but
something to happen.
Say that one more time.
We need. I think it's gonna wake a lot of us up. Sometimes we need something to happen for us to understand what is really happening.
And that's it's a long way from this Al Sharpton here.
We can't fill that chair for you, Wanda, but we can say that you were mother above all mothers. Yeah. You fought for your son.
See, I ain't gonna go too deep with this one. I'm gonna skip it, right? Because I don't want to start nothing else here, you know. But even Al Sharpton, right? Because this is the level of comfort. This actually represents Black people in America, right? This is how comfortable we was. And then when I say what I say, and then you got Black people who come on here and then talk to me like this.
I would be remiss if not a sisters and brothers.
Number
one, I want to give all glory to God. Yes. Because that's who made all this possible. Yes, it is. Number two, I want to thank his mama. Yeah. And I want to thank my sisters and brothers. I want to thank my children for being strong through this rough time. Yes. Because I know it was hard what they had to deal with. Yes. And number two, I want to thank all y'all people, all the support y'all gave us. Because one of us ain't did this.
One of us ain't did this.
Ain't no one side did this.
That's right.
God put us all together to make this happen. So ain't no one side. Tell what I tell you. God don't work one side.
God don't work one side.
God work two sides. All right.
Ain't no rest of the two. It's one.
I'm gonna put you here, I'm gonna put you there.
Amen.
So y'all pull together and work this thing. Amen. So hey. That's what it's all about. Amen. Because if one side wouldn't work, it wouldn't have happened. That's right. You had people working when you wasn't working. Come on.
What'd you say?
Boy, them Negroes there get you killed, man.
When you weren't working, you had people out here working, marching, going in these offices. Yeah. We conquered that lynch mob. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait, we conquered the lynch mob. Then why the hell y'all here protesting, getting mad at me for saying what I said? The lynch mob been conquered, ain't it? Or no, it hasn't been.
That lynch mob, this history today, letting you know that Black kid life does matter. That's right. For real, all life matters. All right. Yes. Not just Black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this. Amen. I don't want to see no daddy watch their kid get lynched and shot down like that.
Well, if their daddy teach them not to go bullying and touching Black people's stuff, then they wouldn't get stabbed in their quote unquote heart. It wouldn't be a problem now, would it? So, anyway.
So it's all our problem. It's all our problem. So hey, let's keep fighting. Amen. Let's keep doing it and making this place a better place for all human beings. Amen. All human beings. Amen. Everybody. Amen. Love everybody. Love everybody. All human beings need to be treated equally. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he did not say Neanderthals, so I can agree with his statement. Right.
We finna conquer this lynching. Today is a good day. Yeah. Amen.
And today was a good day. In the words of Ice Cube.
Even when other clergy wouldn't stand up, this pastor stood with the family. Yes, the others. That's right. We want to thank Bob Ryan.
This dude over here, Lee Merritt, he's just as bad as this dude Crump here. This dude probably on more cases than Crump is. You know, I don't know about right now because I ain't been paying attention, but yeah, I don't know about dude here.
And been here from the beginning. All of the ministers that came last Thursday. We want to thank Cliff, who's been a rock in the word.
I'm surprised they didn't break out into a Negro spiritual. So, for all of those who saying, how could you say what I'm saying? Because even now, this fool went from that to
done a
this.
direct affront on black people and working people, and no apologies. I mean, when you take down black servicemen's pictures on the Department of Defense's website, including Jackie Robinson and Medgar Evers, you can't be more intentionally offensive than that. So I think that the bad side is what he's doing. The good side is I think it's gonna wake a lot of us up. Sometimes we need something to happen for us
Sometimes.
to understand what is really happening.
Sometimes I know a lot of us are scared, but sometimes you need something to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Okay, yeah. I was just let me say something for a minute, man. Hold on. Okay. That I know you know. Well, I mean, I've been around for a minute, man. You know, being a little older than you, and I remember Al Sharpton back. Wow, man, in the '80s. I remember him back in the '80s. I'm saying they will always sit a Negro like Al Sharpton up in front of you, you know, and play like he's some kind of voice or leader. I don't really think black people respect him as a leader, but you know, as a voice, you know, who bring attention to shit. You know, Dr. Clark used to call him an ambulance chaser. But what I'm saying, they put a Negro like him up who been a shiesty Negro his whole life. I mean, his whole political life, what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could go back to the Tawana Brawley thing. But what I'm saying, a Negro like him, okay, what he said about, well, you know, this could probably wake black people up. But when he say that, okay, it's a difference between when he say that or when you say that, waking us up. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say that, I know what you're talking about. But when he say that, no, what the first thing came out of his mouth was about taking down pictures of Jackie Robinson. It's some more of that symbolism shit. You know what I'm saying? The only kind of struggle that a Negro like that want to give you is the struggle that they told him to go out and give. That symbolic shit. No, it's gonna be some over. We'll put the Jackie Robinson picture back up and all that stuff there. They ain't talking about no change, no exchange of land, no land. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, forecast? I'm talking about my people we want some land. You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to do for ourselves everything that we need to do for ourselves economically, build our community and everything. That's what we need. That's what our political representation need to be talking about. We ain't talking about no civil rights and all this old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? No, that's the wrong conversation. So I mean, what I'm saying, when you hear a Negro like him talk, or any of these other old Negro civil rights leaders and pastors and Democratic politicians, they talking about things. Okay, yeah, they talk about things that's important in our life because you know we do live in this country and should do a legislation to affect us. But I'm saying, ain't nobody talking about the real shit. You know what I'm saying? The real shit that we need, you know, about black people, us having land, you know what I'm saying, and being able to grow our own food and everything that we know that we stand for. But I just wanted to interject that in there, man. You know, listen to Al Sharpton. I mean, to me, he's a great comedian. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody you can laugh at. He'll say a few funny things, you know, and because you know he ain't nothing but old snake anyway, and he worked for them. But yeah, man, I just wanted to throw that in real quick.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. And that's what I'm saying, right? You got even somebody like Al Sharpton sitting there telling you, "Hey, I'm black," and he turned to James Brown. He went from the perm went from Al Sharpton to James Brown perm. You know, he went to "I'm black and I'm proud," right? But yeah, I agree with you. Like to get Jackie Robinson picture back up, and so he can like have his white girls over without getting lynched and all of the basics that we think that we got now. He could continue to drink out of a white water fountain, and he can get some of that good white boy ice. You know what I'm saying? That's what he means. I get it, you know, but it's the fact that even Negroes like him realize, right, the truth about what this place really is, to the point where they can't even hide it no more, where they gotta be like, listen, like whatever they hope it could be, like that's what we still got to debate about, you know what I'm saying? But this is the first step, you know what I'm saying? Now, if only we can get some other Democratic brothers to take the first step and admit that it's time to wake the hell up. you know. But I don't know what you think about that. And Buwana said, why they keep giving him a microphone.
Well, they're gonna keep giving them a microphone for the simple fact they will always keep one of they house Negroes in front of you trying to help control your ass. That's why they keep giving them a microphone. And see, that's the key word right there. That's what I need to think about. Why they keep giving them a microphone? Why? Who keep giving them one? You gotta ask yourself that question. We didn't give it to him. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta think about.
Facts. And speaking of giving people microphones and all of that stuff in Louisiana, now I'm pretty sure you heard about this. You know about this whole thing with 50 Cent in Louisiana?
Hey man, stop it, man. Stop.
Let me ask you what you think about it, right? Because 50 Cent, listen to what 50 Cent.
Oh, you finna play it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, and then I'll come after this.
All right.
Would you believe rapper 50 Cent? Now, 50 Cent just signed a 45-year lease agreement for his studio buildings in
He said 45 years.
Shreveport, Louisiana. This is the video Gary sent me that they have been sending around with 50 Cent backing one of these constitutional amendments. I want y'all to listen.
This is Curtis James Jackson. You might know me as 50 Cent. I have a special message for the people of Louisiana. As you may have heard, I'm now a proud Louisiana property and business owner working hard to bring film and television industry back to Louisiana.
So he gets you the power down there. You might get to meet one of the power actors out there.
Because I have an opportunity to use my influence and make real change in the communities. I want to see more jobs and prosperity in the state of Louisiana. This is why I support the Amendment 2 on your ballot this Saturday. You should too. Don't let anyone confuse you about the Amendment 2. It gives teachers permanent pay raise. It doubles senior citizens tax deduction. This is all good stuff. Voting in favor of the Amendment 2 makes common sense. And this is a bipartisan effort.
I wish 50.
Well, all right, let me see.
And thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Dan Jovic. As Election Day looms tomorrow, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson throws his support behind Louisiana Amendment 2, but some question the timing. NBC6's Lynn Vance shares our top story tonight.
I'm hoping that Shreveporters are smarter than that.
Residents in Shreveport were taking to social media saying they received text messages and emails with Curtis 50 Cent Jackson asking them to vote yes for Louisiana Amendment 2.
I want to see more jobs and prosperity in the state of Louisiana. This is why I support the Amendment 2 on your ballot this Saturday.
But one state representative questions 50 Cent's timing, as well as others coming out in support of the amendment right before the election.
If it's strangers or somebody you've never heard before and haven't heard how this particular organization feels about it, it's political. I mean, and we don't have time for that kind of politics.
NBC6 has reported on several city council members and cattle commissioners speaking out against Amendment 2 this week, just like 50 Cent's Shreveport's Chamber of Commerce came out in support of the amendment.
It gives teachers permanent pay raise. It doubles senior citizens tax deduction. This is all good stuff.
The amendment is written.
Because again, we're changing our constitution.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Written is misleading to voters.
Saturday's election is really, really important to the state of Louisiana because again, we're changing our constitution, things that have been protected, things that have been best thus far for the state of Louisiana.
Lynn Vance, NBC6.
Lynn, thank you. A reminder of the items on your ballot for tomorrow's election. Louisiana voters will decide on 4 constitutional amendments. The first would give more authority to the state legislature over the court system and attorneys. The second is a wide-ranging tax reform measure that would lower corporate taxes. The third would give the state legislator the authority to determine the crimes for which a juvenile could be sent to adult jail. And the fourth provides election dates for new.
All right, so like that young brother from earlier, they could decide who they keep. You know how they keep talking about this white boy be 32 years old. Oh, this kid, a black child be 8, and they be trying to call him a grown man. See, but they don't need the law to do that because they do that already. So
newly created judgeships related to Amendment 1. Candle Parish residents.
So, yo, I don't know if you heard them other ones too, but what you think about all of that, my brother?
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Okay, all right. Number one, okay, on the state of Louisiana. Okay, now you know the state of Louisiana has one of the highest incarceration rates. You know what I'm saying in the country. Caddo Parish, where I live in, Caddo Parish, you know, where Shreveport is at. You know, Caddo Parish is like, parish is like a county. You know, we got everybody else have counties, we got parishes. But okay, Caddo Parish is like the leader. It's probably the second behind Orleans Parish with the highest incarceration rate. You know, we got a lot of we got, hey man, I mean, they just built a brand new jail here in Shreveport. You know what I'm saying? A big old ass jail, hold about 1,000 people. It already got another one right across from it. So I mean, you know, that's big business. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. Get to the election part. Okay, like I say, 50. All right. Now I know my auntie there was talking about it because she was gonna get ready to go and vote when they was voting for the amendment and everything. Now see, okay, 50. His thing, what he's doing. Okay, he's bought since he came here. I don't know if you remember when he first came here, it was all on the news. He was downtown Shreveport. Everybody went down to go see him. I didn't go down there, but a lot of people went to go see him. Okay, see him down there at with the city council and all of the pastors, the black pastors, and everybody. But anyway, they had this big old festival, a Harmony Festival, the Harmony and Soul Festival like that. They had a big old festival. Anyway, but see, 50, what 50 started doing, like in downtown Shreveport, in the area it's called the River District. They got it was a lot of businesses. People had started opening up a lot of businesses like in the 90s, the late 90s, and early 2000s. But a lot of those businesses closed up. A lot of little restaurants, little sidewalk cafes and stuff like that. But what 50 did, see 50, what he got that lease on the theater. I mean on the movie studio. But what he started doing, he started buying up a lot of property downtown Shreveport. Like most of those old restaurants and business like that. I think he brought probably 10 or more, probably more than that. I know he bought 10. And a lot of people were talking about that. But see, his support for these his support for these in this political thing, man, it has to do with ordinances, with some of those downtown ordinances in like in the Red River District, the entertainment because we got a lot of boats and casinos down there too, and they have a lot of different ordinances. And I'm saying what he's supporting that side that's for that legislation, because some of the city councilmen, like the representatives here in Caddo Parish and everything, what he's trying to get them to do is to help him out with some of those ordinances. You know what I'm saying? Those ordinances that he needs to effective, to do his business. You know what I'm saying? So see, that's his interest in the whole thing, right there. Where he could buy more property, and with him bringing in entertainers and stuff from outside, and also partnering with other people. He ain't doing all that shit by his damn self. You know what I'm saying? He partnered with other people. See, a lot of people look at that basically as like you use it like white. It's gentrification. Like they're trying to gentrify the area. They're trying to gentrify things, but they're using this black dude to do it. They putting his face on it. That's the way a lot of people looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this I mean, we had to give what we could talk about it, man. We can go in deep about it. You know what I'm saying? About some other stuff I found out. But I don't want to just say it all right, waste too much time on one same thing, But yeah, man, he doing it. He putting his foot in it because of to get some of those ordinances, things on his side, so he can conduct his business down there, man. That's pretty much it. And we'll talk about that. Me and you will talk about that for again.
All right, now, you good, and Ross says, there's only one way. And listen, Ross, they're not ready to hear it yet, but it's the truth. It's only one way, and that's probably because the only way we ain't gonna. But all right, And Luana said 50 runs Shreveport, Louisiana. And he said, did you get an email from 50? I don't know.
Hey, I tell you what, hey, when he had, check it out, when he had the Harmony and Soul concert, we had that concert, they had all those celebrities come down there. There was one dude, you know, it's one guy he's from Shreveport. Now, he's a rapper. You know, I don't know if you heard of it, they call it Hurricane Chris. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I heard of him. He was from back
Yeah,
then.
he the one made this song. Yeah, he the one made this song, Hey Baby. You know, and Halle Berry. Okay,
that's when I stopped listening to rap music.
Yeah, it make me sick too, man. But look at him. He and also I'm gonna throw in his auntie name is Barbara Norton, Miss Barbara Norton, and she's like a wheel down here, a black politician, city councilman and all that stuff. She the one who throw the annual the Harambe parade all the time, and that's his auntie. But anyway, what I'm saying, he was jealous. He got mad at 50 because 50 didn't invite him to the thing. You know, and make him one of the performing artists. He was going off like he bringing non-Louisiana people and other people from which he did bring people from Louisiana, but he brought some from New Orleans. You know, Master P them and people like that. Well, he got mad and made a record talking about going down there doing a drive-by on 50's building. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and he was on the news, you know, they like he apologized for it. And he really, you know, he one of those down and out rappers who ain't, you know, he over with now and trying to get his shine. You know what I'm saying? And they talk about what 50 coming and doing all this stuff. I say, well, damn, before he got here, y'all wasn't doing nothing with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not justifying them, but I mean, y'all criticize a man for doing something when y'all was here for all this time and they do a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So hold on. So is it like a good thing or a bad thing, like for like y'all down there?
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this here. Okay, I got a friend who got a job and want a job down there from him. What I'm saying, to me, really, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a damn about 50 Cent. I don't fuck with 50. I don't care about him. You know, and none of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's an entertainer. No, I don't go crazy behind entertainers. I don't give a fuck about that shit. But what I'm saying is, to me, I mean, he's a businessman. You know, it's business with him. And like I said, a lot of people did get jobs. You know, a lot of people did get jobs. You know, down there from him, the thing that the atmosphere that he generated, it did. You know, it brought a lot of attention. You know, it did bring a lot of attention. So I would say that it's good for some people. It's been good for some people, but you know, I mean, I don't really give a fuck about that.
Right. No. Yeah. I was just curious, like, because the way he's presenting it is like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for the community. I don't know which community, but he's saying for the community. And I don't know because I'm not down there, so I can't really say, you know. And I'll play this one, right? And maybe because it is funny to see, you know, dudes like saying many men and all of this stuff from like get rich or die trying, you know what I'm saying? So he did get rich, I guess, but at what expense do you get rich at, though? You know, so.
His lease on Millennium Studios.
Good afternoon. I didn't even know I had to speak.
You did.
Somebody set me up. Somebody set me up. It had to be Gary. Gary did it.
Now, listen, this is like, it's business stuff that he's doing, but it is cooning. Like, it is cooning. Let's not be confused. But that's the that's the conversation. It's like, what is you willing to like give away to? Is you willing to sell your pride? Apparently black men are, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying whatever, because if you bring it back like
Yeah, 4K. Okay, let me tell you something real quick. Let me show you something. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Shreveport. Now, this is a city like Shreveport is probably about like Richmond. You know, it's one of those. It's not a big city, a big metropolitan area, but it's a nice sized city. You know, like about 200,000 people. You know what I'm saying? And about 53% of the people black, the population black. But okay, and you know, we have representation in the city council, stuff like that. We've had like about 3 black males in a row. But what I'm gonna tell you is this right here. The money people in Shreveport are still the old white conservative people. No, they got the money. And like, I can remember some years when Cedric Glover who was the first black mayor. When he became mayor, what happened? A whole big old thing of they started building a lot of suburbs outside Shreveport. We got these little areas like called Kingston and around Kingston and Frass and all these areas, these little small country towns, these little subdivisions outside the city and the country. A lot of the white folks started moving out the city. They moved out the city and they moved to the suburb and they took their tax base there, their money there. You know what I'm saying? They took the money out there. And so really, Shreveport, when you come here, man, you know, these old bad bumper ass, these old fucked up road potholes in the streets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm telling you, like, it's a beautiful place. There's a lot of soul and everything. But, you know, and we got the numbers as black people, but we don't have the money. I mean, you got individuals who got money, but like as a whole, I mean, the people don't have money. I mean, you know, most brothers work on a job for them folks. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got entrepreneurs and stuff like that. But I'm saying, you know, I even hate to say it like that, but you know, we don't have that kind of money. You know, we ain't got the money that them folks got. You know, because that's where the real money come from. And so, I'm saying this to let you know that it ain't just like, well, black folks is like letting this shit. You know, hell, nigga, they ain't got nothing. They can't do nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have that. They don't have the economic clout.
No, I definitely understand that. You know, and that had to be like a whole subject in itself. Like what is going on here is but is it on some spook that's set by the door stuff, or is it on some I'm just doing this for me stuff? You know, to further push this integration thing, for lack of better words, but.
No, this is exciting, man. I'm really just excited to be able to be here today. You know, so you guys it's important. This project is a legacy project for me. I don't think I've done anything that directly affected as many people as this project will here in Shreveport.
Well, that's a lie. That is definitely a lie.
All right, I go play
From
all
Ja
his
Rule's
strokes.
involvement.
To it too. We are. You don't know what you heard.
That was you.
And I'm just excited to get to it.
We ready for you to get to it too. We are. You don't know what you heard about us.
No, I try to tell them more roads lead to Shreveport.
I tell them again.
It's going to be that way.
I think you won in the bill. You was probably in one of these chairs back there. And I was playing. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Whether they like it or not, because
he tried to tell them all roads lead to Shreveport. I have not heard that in a single 50. Maybe that's what's in. I guess anything to get your lease.
It's the direction that we headed in. You know, creatively, I haven't had an opportunity to affect more people than I have at the moment, because film and television, there's no age range. You know, hip hop is a youth culture thing.
Yeah, there definitely should be an age range. Yeah, they're definitely Richard not trying down there in the crib.
And I'm getting ready to turn 50 this year. 50 turns 50.
50 turns
50 got to do bigger things. Got to do bigger things.
Okay, so 50 turns 50. And if you're wondering, how exactly...
All right, so anyway, because he got a lot of... I was just trying to play that part. I ain't feel like looking for it. But you want to say anything else about that?
I mean, not really, man. It ain't too much to say, man. It's just like, I mean, I'm like, hey, we the same kind of Negroes, man. We believe in what Malcolm said, you know, about Negro celebrities. You can't never trust them. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm saying, it is. Yes, he's doing something for himself. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna benefit him, but it's also gonna benefit somebody else too. Because, you know, he bringing some of that Hollywood stuff down there. You know what I'm saying? And these people, you know, they need, like, for a minute, that studio, because see, that studio ain't been doing it for a minute. Now, that studio used to put out movies. Ice Cube came down there. You know, he shot a movie. It was right over there on Minden, Louisiana, about 35, 40 miles from Shreveport in Minden. It was a movie called The Long Shots. They came from out of there. You know what I'm saying? It was a movie. You remember that movie, The Long Shots? It was starring the little girl Keke Palmer.
Yeah, I don't think
she was a girl. When she was a girl quarterback on the football team.
Oh yeah,
it was right over there. Yeah, it was right over there in Minden. And so they had been shooting movies, No, they've been doing movies. And as a matter of fact, I want to say, I think he was in a movie that had production down there before. But because I remember they laid there, because they was doing a lot of stuff like in this area, for the movie. The props and all, in the background built some houses and all kind of stuff. But anyway, he's a businessman. He ain't. I don't think that he's like doing it for the greater good of the community. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the community benefit from it, some people benefit from it. That's cool too. But he's doing it for himself, and he's doing it for the people who he walking with. You know what I'm saying? No, it ain't for Black Shreveport or nothing like that, man. That man. He talk out of both sides of his mouth anyway. He'll talk black shit around black folks, but he'll talk that other shit around them other folks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it ain't, nah, man. He's a businessman. He's an entertainer, a celebrity. He in it for himself.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Ross said, "What is the word that y'all have for whites down there?"
Okay. Back in the days, now I know the people like I know one of my elders, man. He dead now. My grandfather, around my grandfather's age, like they was from around, these little towns around Shreveport, and they had a nickname that they called white folks. I remember the first time I heard it, I was youngster, and I was like, "What that word is?" And the name they called it Rosenjaws. You know what I'm saying? Rosenjaws. And I said, "Mr. Jackson, what did that mean?" It meant tight jaws. You know what I'm saying? They had them tight jaws. But yeah, the word they called a white, that was like, back in the 30s and 40s and stuff, they called them Rosenjaws. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. I might have to keep that in there. I might have to start using that one, Rosenjaws. I like a good, I like a good name. That's a good one. I ain't even gonna know what hit him with that one. Yeah, now I wanted to play this. There's a lot going on with this sister. I don't know what's going on with her, and I ain't gonna even talk about it. But she was, this is Clarissa Shields here. All right, so this is
Can you use headphones?
I should probably have played this one last.
What do you mean? Because you're
Okay, I will.
How can you hear me? You have your headphones. I have my headphones.
Oh, yo, by the way, let me I wanted to show you this and I forgot. This is going back to the sister, but she showed something.
Yo, when I
see, this is, she said this is the link to for the brother Carmelo Anthony who was talking about at the beginning. If you want to help with his legal costs, this is the link. I guess I'll click on it and put it in at the end once I get off here. I can't really do it right now. But this is what I'm saying. Like, they got a whole bunch of fake ones. Right? It's talking about some help the N-word out, you know what I'm saying? And they're not really good with insults and stuff like that. But I wanted to show y'all that. But I'll put in this link too if somebody wanted to do that. But anyway, this is with the sister.
So you don't want me to talk? I'm still going to be able to talk. That. I'm just asking kindly if you could use your headphones. What, do you hear my voice? You're still going to hear my voice? And her voice. I'm her. Okay. You don't hear nobody's voice but mine. Okay. I don't know how you hear me. He got his headphones on. You want me to speak lower? I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, like I was saying.
And she'll beat the ish out of him, right? And so, like I said, I don't know their personal business or nothing like that, but she was like, the brother, she was messing with Papoose, ran up on the dude.
That's not going to change anything. So I get a little frustrated. So people don't know that while I'm on a treadmill running, that Pap is on the treadmill right there next to me. Pap is right there next to me on the other treadmill running. Well, he's walking. So he like, what he just said? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm trying to keep my composure because I guess he don't want to hear my voice while I'm on my live. Like, you know, what the hell? So Pap was like, hey, mute that. Because the man got off the treadmill and went to go do something. I don't know. Maybe he was done running because he had ran a hard ass mile. He had to run a hard ass mile. He had to. So Pap was like, hey, mute that. Pap. So I muted my live to where y'all couldn't hear. And Pap went down there and talked to him. I don't know what Pap said. I just kept it muted because that's what he asked me to do. And then all of a sudden after, I don't know what Pap said to him, but he came back and he said, hey, the white man came back and said, hey, sorry for being rude. He said, sorry for being rude. You know, I wasn't trying to be rude or whatever. And I just said, okay. And continued on. You know, it seemed like everything I do now, it goes live or viral or whatever the case may be. After that, I had unmuted my phone and continued to talk to y'all on the live. But my thing is, show my hair. Why?
All right, so and Ross said the French word, I can't say it, poison blanc or something like that. I don't know if you heard of that. But yeah, that's the thing. She would have beat the hell out of the dude, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know she got a lot of stuff going on in there, but I guess it was supposed to be leading into something positive about at least black men, even though she would have beat the hell out of him, that this brother still stood up to you know, a white boy, you know what I'm saying, for his woman, you know. But I don't know if you got anything to say about this, but I know there's a lot of stuff going on with her. I ain't gonna get into none of that stuff right now, but
okay. All right. 4K. Let me say this here about that sister Clarissa Shields. I mean, I've been watching her since she was in her first Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Even when she was in amateur a little bit, I watched her. And I said to myself, that young girl, she gonna be something one day. She gonna be something special. You know, she was gonna do for women's boxing what even Layla Ali them didn't do. You know, and she did. But what I'm saying, okay, now think of this here. You know, she's a beautiful young lady. You know what I'm saying? A beautiful young black woman. You know, but and she's strong too. You look at her, I mean, she's strong. She got muscles. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, like, for the average, a little bitty white dude, like 5'5" or something like that, 140 pounds, she'll kick their ass. Because that's a big girl. Man, she about 5'9", 170 pounds, 180 pounds. She ain't no little girl. But what I'm saying is, I think that they're trying to set her up. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, she had this thing a while ago when she was talking about fighting Jake Paul. I said, man, we ain't nobody going for that shit. They'll put their sister in the ring with no big old white boy. So it's for him to go in there and hurt her. You know what I'm saying? But see, what I think, they trying to build up to it, because see, she done whooped all of the women's ass. See, all her fights now, she had to refight motherfuckers who she already done whooped. You know what I'm saying? And then you got some of them who don't want to fight her. Some girls who she haven't fought don't want to fight her. So what she did, remember the first thing she did, she went to UFC. Okay, she went over there for a couple of fights. She came back, you know, because you know, the money in women's boxing ain't like the money in men's boxing. No, she got all kind of beefs with brothers over there, like brother Bakara's homeboy. What's his name? What that boy name? That little boy who to me got his ass whooped in last fight. What that boy name is? From Baltimore. From you know the boy.
yeah, I know you're talking about.
Tank. Yeah, that boy whooped his ass. But she got beef with him. But what I'm saying, they trying to. It's like almost like I wish Matron was on there with us, man. It's like, you know, that what we've heard it before, that masculinization of the black woman. And see, that's what they're trying to do to her. I mean, she's a woman, she's a black woman with a strong body. She could fight. You know, she got a fierce competitive nature. You know, and she's like just like Serena. You know, she's like the prime example of a masculinized black woman. You know, I mean, what they try to do, from what they try to say. And see, and they really, Like I'm saying, really, I'm telling you, mark my word, forecast, they're gonna try to put that girl in the ring with a man. You know what I'm saying? And then she always say stuff like that too, you know. Like she'll whoop somebody's ass. You know, which I mean I understand her cockiness, her confidence or whatever. But you know, she's still a woman, man, and I don't want to see her in no damn ring, no with no man. And I'm telling you, that's what they're trying to lead up to. That's what they're trying to lead up to. But we'll give you some money like this here. And it's just like, and what it is, it's just them showing you, it's just like we gonna teach her a lesson. But you know, they teaching black women a lesson. But stay in your goddamn place, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Cause see, they ain't gonna put her in the ring with no brother. They gonna put her in the ring with a white boy. I'm telling you, I can already see it coming, man. And like, we don't need to go for that shit, man. And I hope you know, like you said, man. You know, Clarissa, she got a lot of stuff going on. And so that ain't what ain't my business. They ain't getting into it. But I'm saying, I just hope she be careful, man. And I hope that we rally around her at least for that. You're not gonna do this kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's a war on black people and it's a war on black men and women individually. You know what I'm saying? And right now, you know, it's on both of us, but they really trying to go at the woman. Because like you know, the woman is our first teacher. You know what I'm saying? The woman is the nurturer. The woman is the one who always be with the kids when the men ain't there. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they bombard us with all these images of these other helpers who ain't worth a damn. But I'm saying, man, I can see it coming, bro. I can see it coming. They're gonna try to use her as an example, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna go too long. I'll knock off right there.
No, I definitely agree. And even like a lot of stuff happening to her, I think that they are trying to like tarnish her name and her especially when you are a little bit too nice at what you do and they can't mess with you. Ain't no damn white girls out here that can beat her, you know. So no, I definitely agree. And Ross said Poe Son Blanc, I mean damn near white. Have you ever heard of that?
I think I have. You know what? I have to hear it said right, but you know, because you probably ain't saying it right.
Yeah,
but I know the last part, the Blanco part. I know that means white. So I probably heard of it. I probably heard of it.
Yeah, I probably ain't saying it right, but yeah. But anyway, just so we can wrap it up and get out of here, I'll skip the last ones, but just to give y'all a preview of what would have happened if she had stepped to the white boy, this would have been it. Ain't no sound on it, but shouts out to Cassidra for sending. This would have been the case right here. This would have been what? That's what she would have been doing to the white boy, straight piecing them up with the whole thing and everything. But it's like my brother said, they shouldn't have to at all, you know. So, and that's the thing, right? Because we need to see more stuff like this, right? Of where brothers, or black people as a whole stand up for each other. I can't blow it up, but I'll play it. So let me see. Oh, I shouldn't have did that.
Car, get that nigger in. What nigger? Where's that car? Get that nigger in. What nigger?
You see, he ran up on his
My people a
sister.
nigger the other day. They look like the same car you viral on Facebook for that shit. I'm gonna let you know you better watch your fucking mouth, cause I'll be the one to slap the fuck out you. Don't disrespect my people. Don't let Trump have you fucked up, cause I slap the fuck out you. Nah, you look like the nigga who was on Facebook calling my folks a nigga.
In the words of Al Sharpton, we needed something like this to wake black people up. I don't know. At least this brother ran up on this white boy after he tried to run up on his sister. But you see how the difference in energy when it was a black woman by herself and a brother, right? Now, even though Clarissa Shields would have told her it would have been this, or like that thing in the grocery store where the sister knocked the white boy out, you know. But the point is, they shouldn't have to. Like my brother was saying, they shouldn't have to, as we should be doing it, you know. But yo, you want to say something about that?
Yeah, man. I'm glad the brother was there, and I'm glad the brother stood up for himself. You know, stood up for his woman and for himself. You know what I'm saying? I want to remind brothers though, when those kind of always look at, man, always have your shit with you, something with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I can remember some years ago. You remember when a brother got killed in Florida, where a white man was fucking with his wife, but he came out. He slid the white boy, but the white boy pulled a gun out and shot him when he was on the ground. You remember that? It was down in Florida, where the white boy they was at a grocery store, and the white man was and the white man was fucking with his wife, and he went up there and he put them hands on the white boy. But when the white boy hit the ground, the white boy pulled his gun out.
Yeah, they called it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Always, man. Look here, I got my shit right now, right over here on my bed, under my pillow. One of them. You know what I'm saying? Always have your shit. When I go to the store, I carry my shit because you never know what's gonna happen, man. So when some incident like that happen, you know, because you know a brother, you know, you could be, you know, you could be sitting up there telling that white boy how you gonna whoop his ass or whatever, and this motherfucker got a gun in his car. You know what I'm saying? Pull that motherfucker out on you, and you know, and pull off another stand your ground thing. You know what I'm saying? So always have your shit, man. You gotta always have your shit. You gotta always be thinking too, man. Always be thinking. You know me. I'm gonna tell you, hey, forecast. Hey, you know, I shoot first. You know what I'm saying? I shoot first. Hey, cause I ain't gonna let it happen to me like that. But I'm saying you gotta always have your shit. You know, and remember when you get into it, you gotta be strategic about shit, man. Now you can run up on somebody and don't have your shit. He got his shit. You know, that's your ass. What I'm saying, always keep your shit. And when you finna get into something, man, always think about it. You know, you can always, hey, okay, baby, fuck that nigga. Let's get on the car and move. If you ain't got your shit with you. But I always think about that, man, before you, because you know we tend to get into it and jaw jack with them too much. You know what I'm saying? And talk with them too much, man. We don't need to be doing all that talk. If you gonna go on and put them hands on them, and get the fuck away from them.
No, yeah, that's a fact, you know, and that case was like famous for like the stand your ground thing because they called it stand your ground. Once the brother knocked him out and the white boy pulled the gun out and shot him, and it was on video and everything, but they still let the white boy walk away, you know. So yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. So always be protecting yourself and understand when they try you. It's like they're not going to try you for no reason. They're scared of you, you know. Even the police with weapons, they still got to have multiple people. They got to outnumber you, right? So like when they try you, understand like it's like they may have something already on them, right? Not that you can't win. You probably will win. Just make sure that you are there ready to protect yourself and you have everything you need to protect yourself, you know. Because I'd rather for my family to come home and we'll worry about the details afterwards than for them to no longer come here, you know. So make sure that you know your surroundings and know the environment that you're in and be prepared. So, yo, you want to say anything else before we wrap it up?
Yeah, man. I'd just like to say, man, it was a great show, man. You know, great. I mean, I appreciate you all, you know, putting a link out for me to come in, man, and hit me up, let me know the show, because I didn't know you were gonna come on tonight. But yeah, man, it's a great show, man. You know, ain't really too much to say, man. You know, good topics and everything, man. Looking forward to one the next time we can chop it up, you know, on the show, man. But yeah, man, as always, I just leave it like that. Black people, wherever you are, you know, whenever you finna get into it, make sure you got what you need. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got what you need and don't do too much talking. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to do too much talking. If you're gonna do something, do it. If you're not, get the fuck on.
No, yeah, I agree. You know, and I want to say this too, right? And I know it's not because everybody be saying it, you know. And I want to encourage us, especially us, not to say that, you know, I don't think that, like, I don't like calling this like a show, because it's not like a show. It's like, it's, you could call it a broadcast or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think we are on here like as like just a show, you know what I'm saying? It's just me, and I'll be like, be particular
That's
about
real.
terminology.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, no, I ain't even talking about you. It's just like everybody, like, you know, I know everybody be calling their own stuff that stuff, you know, and I don't agree. It's not a show, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I wouldn't go back to say like what when Ida B. Wells went up to go present information, it was like a show. It's like we are live, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'd be like, yo, I'm live, and I always say alive or something else, you know, but I would encourage us to be like, you know, because it is stuff that is a show, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we, like, a show is like we be on here like acting like clowns and arguing about nothing, or arguing about basketball or something, or like the brother like we was watching earlier, like Al Sharpton and them, or like all of these other things we was talking about, they putting on the show, you know. As Black people, we need to start taking ourselves more seriously and having consequences and having each other's back. Like that young sister who protected herself from that white thug little Neanderthal girl, and she went to jail, and they trying to charge her as an adult. Like, it should be a legal fund already there and in place, because we know how the system already is as Black people, and it shouldn't take it happening for us to know that, you know. Because and I'm not saying us, I'm saying as Black people as a whole, all we do is put on a show and tap dance to try to be a part of other people culture and love everybody and be a part of everything, you know. But at the end of the day, like, our women will probably knock out every other dude, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have to, though. That's the point, you know. They definitely shouldn't have to, but they probably could if they wanted to, because that's how it is, you know. And DNA and all of that stuff does that, you know. We have to recognize and study and promote the politics of Blackness, of who we are, you know what I'm saying? And not put on shows for other people to try to fit in to other people's culture that'll only make us sick. Even the food that we digest, like our DNA is completely different. We're not supposed to eat the same foods and stuff like that, because like how we're supposed to absorb sunlight, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that we aren't, and we wear like more clothes than we are because we're in colder environments and stuff like this, you know. But our skin is Black and it's supposed to absorb. We get energy from the sun, you know what I'm saying? We get energy from nature, but we aren't in the same thing. So we have to eat stuff that replaces that. But if we're going off of a Neanderthal or a white person, like a white dude, white boy, a white girl diet, it doesn't necessarily work for us, because they need to drink stuff like whatever they needed in like them cold environments when they was like eating each other, you know what I'm saying? Our bodies take different things and it makes us sick, you know, and it makes us have all type of things. But we continue to be like buffoons and put on a show to be a part of their culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we're good at putting on shows, and I'm not saying we should stop. We're good at music, we good at jamming, we be jamming. I'm not saying there's not a time and place for it. I'm saying control it and own it, you know what I'm saying, when we do it, right? And when we do argue about, it's a time and place for us to argue about stuff and to debate about stuff, right? But it's a time and place for us not to do that stuff and to be ignorant, and especially not on somebody else's platforms to make money, right? For that makes other people money, you know. And you know who money it makes? The ones that you're scared to say their names, you know. We should uplift ourselves on other things and communicate and bring ourselves back to these other things. So when we do have our shows, we can be at peace knowing we can go home safely after these shows without having to worry about other people and other environments and the whole system against us, you know. But my bad, I ain't mean to go on that rant because my last words. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to clarify something real quick, man, before the show, before the podcast end, man. Okay, the number one thing is this right here. It's this brother who got a site, man. He has his own site. It's called a BB Toomey TV. A BB Toomey. Okay. After I say that, I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can see it. Okay. It's a brother. The brother, he from New York City, but he live in Ghana now. But he has his own site. It's called a BB Toomey TV. Okay. I'm putting it out there for the fact so we can't say, well, we don't have a black site to go to. Well, we got one right there. Okay, I want to say that for. Okay, the other part that I wanted to say was this right here. Just like on the last time, we had when it was on Shoot the Breeze, I kind of left a little early because when a couple of brothers was talking and and I thought, hey, they arguing and stuff, man, like you just saying, I mean, we don't need to be on these other.
I was one of them.
Yeah, I'm just but I'm just saying, like you said, we don't need to be on other folks' program, platforms. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they channels, YouTube. Yeah, and I call them how it is. Yeah, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Be on they shit. With us arguing. And I understand. We have opinions. We have different opinions. Hey, I see it this way. You see it this way. Whatever. But let's go to one of our shows, man. From our people and talk, and let's learn how to talk to each other without acting crazy, man. Not that none of y'all was doing that, but I'm just saying, without raising our voices and saying things and saying this here, we could talk, man, just like me and you talk. I'm quite sure there's some things that we don't agree on, but we don't going at each other. You know what I'm saying? You gotta act, we ain't gotta get all out of character or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, even though that ain't what happened then, I mean, I've seen it on Shoot the Breeze where people call each other out of names and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, that kind of stuff, I'm kind of like against that kind of stuff, man, because I want us as brothers and sisters to talk. I mean, we got to talk. We can communicate with each other. We talk. We work things out. And we have a disagreement or whatever, we can discuss it and see where we can move forward. Because, I don't see anywhere us making any progress just, well, let me one up him, or let me one up him, or let me one up her, just to say I got a better point, you ain't got no point or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's some people, who just make you just, when I listen to some stuff, I just want to choke the shit out of somebody in my mind. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just think we need to be more civil towards each other, man. And check out that platform. I'm gonna put it in the chat on there so you can see it, forecast. And so you can look into it and see if it's something that we want to get into. That channel, this brother's a black channel.
Let me
I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah. Put
Go
it.
ahead.
See, I think you could put it in a regular chat.
Yeah, but I have to leave here and then and go there.
All right. I'll put it. Okay, I'll put it in the jump. I have to put it in the jump.
Okay.
No, hold on. Yeah.
Go ahead. Hey, look here. I'll put it in this one, then I'll leave and go to the regular chat.
Oh, you don't have to. I can put it in there.
Okay.
I want to say something real quick. All right. So, and yeah, I've been on. I think because Black Magus used to promote it all the time. I'm pretty sure he still do. He still do promote it, and yeah, I think I've been on there. I'm not sure if I was on that one, but Black Magus invited me on. I think he hosts something on there, and he invited me on there. So, I no, or it might have been a different one because I got the it's like you got to listen to the web through the website, for the one that it was. And let me put this in there. All right, so because I want to say what you was something about what you were saying, right? And let me say this whole thing, right? And I probably shouldn't say it, but it is what it is. It don't really matter. Now, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't think that you should have necessarily left. You know what I'm saying? I understand why. You know what I'm saying, but I don't think that you necessarily should have left like on that one. And I apologize to Koku for even like, you know, messing up the show like that, or the live. My bad, I just said it myself, you know, for messing up his live like that, you know. But like with me and Bakari is not gonna be personal. Bakari ain't gonna say nothing personal about me. I ain't gonna say nothing personal about him because it's not personal or nothing like that. Me and him disagree on certain things, and I personally don't agree with how he handled some of the stuff and some of the stuff that he's been saying, but he's never been personal. And I necessarily don't bother me when they say something personal. Like when Kofi be saying like dumbass and all that. I don't get mad about it. Like what bothers me is like the fact that I bit my tongue and I didn't say like all of the like, but I do think that there is a place for like a certain discussion. Like, see, me and Bakari been having like we have like heated even off the phone. Like we've been on the phone and we had heated like arguments and discussions and stuff like that, even more than has ever been on here, you know. And I do think that I do have some toxic stuff that I do say in it, and I probably shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? But some of the stuff, right? And I agree because I don't talk about it like I let them have their opinions, right? But I do think it was a point where they keep saying like saying something about like me or like Cassidra, and like especially about things that we didn't even say, you know what I'm saying? They imply it, but they're coming from even to the talking points, you know. Like normally I would have just did some other stuff or like show what they were saying and like just talked about the points that they were saying, but I didn't do that because I'm like I don't want to even take it to there, you know. But like when they keep saying that, like at some point I gotta be like, yo, listen, we can talk about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to ignore it, but it's like the more I ignore it, the more that they want to have this conversation. So I like even text or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's okay to have confrontation because it'll never be personal between me and Bakari. Bakari is like still my brother, you know what I'm saying? I don't got no ill will, no issues or nothing like that. I just disagree, you know what I'm saying? So like it'll never get to a point where I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna come see you and all of that stuff. Like the most it'll be is like, you want to have a debate, we're gonna pick a place in real time where we all can come meet up, and then after this debate where we have a regular debate and we'll talk about what we can do to build after that, you know. But yeah, I do get tired of them saying the same things, and especially like saying stuff that nobody even said, but they're still talking about the same points from like months and months ago. And it's like, listen, like we can address that, and that's why I can talk to Bakari more so than like Kofi, because I know Bakari, and I don't know if he take it personal or not, you know what I'm saying? And I don't take it personal, and I could be more better with the way that I communicate it and stuff like that. But that's my own personal trauma and stuff that I'm trying to grow from, you know. But even when we was on there, I do think you probably should have stayed on there, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't going to get to that point where it was like me and Bakari are not going to be on here threatening each other. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a discussion. He's like he said, he feel like we being disrespectful to a certain generation, and then that this generation don't do anything. And I can understand why he says it, but I also be like, well, you're taking it personal, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about you particularly, but we're talking about the events that happen, and maybe I can put it better in that way, you know what I'm saying? But even if you have the level-headed thing where I'll be like, yo, I see it from this way and this way, that is also needed in a discussion, you know what I'm saying? It's okay for us to have disagreements and to have passionate discussions, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's just like I get hyped when I be talking to people, and people think I be mad, but it be with everybody, and I'm not mad. I guess I get too into it, I guess, you know. But like that's all I'm saying. Even if you stayed and at the end of it, be like, hey, look, I seen it from this side and I seen it from this side. But like at the same time, I still like, you know, like you can say how you really feel about it. Like, yo, I disagree with you, Forecast, on this point, and I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? Or I disagree with you, Bakari, you know, you could be wrong, you know. It's just my opinion, you know. But I don't know what you think about that, if you want to say something about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you broke it down pretty good, man. You broke it down right. And like I said, I love premature. I was kind of a little upset, and and I had I was a little tipsy too. But yeah, I just didn't. I just didn't want to, especially y'all two, man. I'm like, this Bakari and Forecast, y'all came on the platform together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can remember when y'all came on. I was like, who these two brothers is? You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, I understand, you have to understand that Bakari, the way he talk, he from down here, out of the same neck of the woods I'm from. And and sometimes I get demonstrative when I talk, among my people though, family and stuff, people who know me. But I try to, on air, I try to keep myself reserved as I can, because, we got a thing, like black folks, you don't want to show your ass. But I'm just saying, that's why it was good. Like, I probably overreacted a little bit to it. You know what I'm saying? But I said, man, come on, Forecast. I mean, especially, I was like, man, Forecast, don't get down like that. I mean, because, all y'all my brothers and everything, but, I really ride with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, no, man, don't get down like that. Just do it better, man. Let's just talk about it, talk. Because, a Forecast, I always say, man, you kind of a little messy, man. You know what I'm saying? But
you say I'm a little
man, I always say you kind of a little messy.
Oh yeah, I know it's a toxic thing I'm trying to get over.
But yeah, man, that's all I just like, man. I say, man, let's don't be on these people's shit, man, on YouTube, with all this old shit, doing the same shit that you might see in the manosphere somewhere. That's all I'm saying. If we gonna do it, hey man, nigga, let's go and find a site of our own somewhere, and talk over there. Where we can talk more free, a more decentralized site. That's all. But no, man, y'all didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, when I thought about it, I say, no, man, it was okay, man. I just overreacted a little bit to it. That's all.
Oh no, listen, Bakari, and the one thing about it, don't be fooled either. Bakari knows the stuff that I never admitted to him, but he knows how to say stuff that make me mad too, But no, like me and Bakari, like, cause even when you say like we came on together, like no, like me and Bakari had many of disagreements on here on all of this stuff, and it's been way worse than even that. You know what I'm saying? It's just now that we like really disagree on this topic. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm not gonna lie, like that there was times where I ain't gonna go into all of that, but all I'll say is like, yo, even with me and Bakari, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do like making them mad because I know Bakari be turning up back with me, and other people don't turn up, because you could be right, I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I don't know, like, even to this point, right? Because like I go super long and I ignore it. Like, listen, they want to get me on and ask a question, but like since then it hasn't really been anything, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm like, yo, okay, I'll come. It's not even like a thing where I'm like not gonna come on, or Bakari ain't gonna ever like come on here and like disrespect me, and I'm gonna come on here and disrespect him. It's not gonna be on that thing, even if we disagree on a certain thing to a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still ain't gonna come on here being disrespectful to that point where we're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna come see you. And like when it gets to that point, I do think that we should have discussions about certain topics where we completely disagree and the people can decide what they want to say. And like I said, I could be more healthier, but it makes it I guess it's more fun for me when I be doing that. And he does the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. But no, it's still never get to that point where it's a personal problem between me and him, even if we disagree with where each other comes from, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't want nobody else to think that either, because Bakari will still come on here and like still support it and still talk about something positive if that's not the topic, and I'll still go on his thing to talk about it. But I'm not on that Democratic Republican arguing about that stuff, because it's not even our issues, you know what I'm saying, to me. But I don't know. I just keep rambling about it, but nah, I get you. I get what you're saying, but nah, it's not. That's why I'm like, I said, but no, like even if you listen to my other channel and when I was going live on there, like we had more heated arguments than that over there. You know what I'm saying? I know people think I be mad and stuff, but I don't be mad though. But I don't know. You want to say something though?
Oh no, man. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. You know, but it's yeah, you know, because like I said, man, you know, we all, you know, that's the thing about it. Good thing, you know, we all, and it takes that, it takes some diverse opinions, you know, make things. If we all thought the same way, you know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, the same way on on certain things. I mean, you know, it's good for us to think the same way on things like the liberation of our people. You know what I'm saying? You know, about our freedom and everything. We all need to be on that, think the same way on that. But then, you know, you have people who have different ideas of what liberation is. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people think it's having a seat at the table. You know, people like us think it's having your own goddamn table. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, so like, you know, you're gonna have, like I said, man, you got all these different opinions, you know, like, you know, your opinion, forecast opinion, my opinion, Black Steel opinion, you know, Brother Kofi, his opinion, Brother Bakari, you know, and all of us, you know, our opinions. But that's my main thing is, I'm just like, okay, we need to just find a way to work together. You know, like I said, you know, we got to be civil to each other, man. That's all I'm saying. Let's be civil. Let's be respectful. And I know, you know, it don't be just you. It don't be you. I mean, you know, other people don't come with their bullshit. You know, I mean, I probably a couple of times I came with my bullshit. But you know, I mean, it's just like, you know, like on the show, like when we on the podcast, like on Shift the Breeze, like, you know, the good brother Black Steel, much love, respect for him. You know, but damn near everything he say, I disagree with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not everything, but I mean a lot of it. Well, everything when he talk about that socialist shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I disagree with, but I do know how to. But I ain't gonna let that like get me out of my character and talk to the man in a disrespectful way. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, I'm gonna still respect him because, see, that's the main thing, man. You know, we gotta respect each other. You know, I mean, how we ain't gonna get. Let's say we win, we fight a war and win. Okay, you know what? White folks so tricky, they so cunning. It's the same thing they did like in Angola and Mozambique and South Africa. Okay, they say, okay, the war over with. You Negroes won Zimbabwe. You Negroes won the war. Y'all won the battle on the battlefield. But see, they playing for the battle after the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? And they lay traps and they said all kind of stuff for y'all to fight after you done won the fight, so you can have a civil war. You know what I'm saying? And so you can fuck your shit up. You know what I'm saying? And don't never have peace. But see, that's the same thing right here. You know what I'm saying? If we all come together, you know, and we win, well, you know, after we won, we're gonna be at each other's throat. Cause guess what? We're gonna go back to that same old shit that we ain't never resolved. I got this way of thinking. I got that way of thinking. And next thing you know, we done fucked our shit up, and we, you know, and them people done came back and took over again. So I'm just saying, you know, we gotta learn how to talk to each other and iron our differences out. You know what I'm saying? In a respectful way, and let them know, hey, and I always know that, hey, you my brother, you my sister, whatever. And we gotta keep it with love. We gotta keep, we ain't comrades, we brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? We ain't none of that bullshit. You know, we gotta keep it like, we gotta do it the black way. We gotta do it the way we do it. That's all I'm saying. So man, you know, yeah, you know, a brother might have politics that make you sick. I mean, you know, 2 or 3 brothers on the show got politics that make me sick. But you know, he's still my brother though. You know, and you know, he's entitled to his opinion just like I am, you know, and I gotta respect him. You know, I ain't gotta agree with that shit. I'm gonna try my best to let him see, hey, that shit ain't cool. But I'm just saying, at the same time, just remember he's still your brother though. Even though, you know, his politics stink, you know what I'm saying?
No, I would say this, right? And then before we get off here, we're gonna get off here now. 'Cause we probably shouldn't even have this whole conversation, but it don't really matter. The thing about it is, right, and yeah, like, cause listen, like I said, like, they keep especially when somebody says something about Cassidra and all that stuff, and they keep saying that. I'm like, yo, just come talk to me, we can have this conversation, you know what I'm saying? But even on that point, like, because when I start saying stuff, right, it'll sound personal, so I bite my tongue all the time, and I be trying to tell them, like, yo, look, on this subject, I'm not gonna say nothing about dude, because I'm not gonna try to go on a black person. But like, what people don't realize is, like, the one thing I would say about, like, Bakari, right, as much as, like, we disagree on stuff, if I was to, like, I would say in the past, every time that I've done something, he's been, like, right there to support it, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Cassidra did something and asked for help, he was on there to support it and to do what he can, and Erica too, that's why I, like, got love for, like, Bakari and Erica. And I'm pretty sure it'll still be the same way. If I'm like, yo, I'm having a meeting, I want Bakari to come, and I ask him to come, he'll come. And it's the same way if he asks me to come, like me and him can talk like that, that's why I don't even really talk like that to, I ain't really say none of that stuff to, like, Kofi, because if I say what I'm really thinking, that's why I'm like, yo, chill out with that, because, like, then you're gonna open the floodgates for me to say what I want to say, but like I said, that's a whole nother thing. But, like, people leave out that part of it, you know what I'm saying, where, like, I would say in my case, I can only speak for me, when I have tried to do something or tried to organize something, Bakari has supported it and been on there, and I feel like he still would. And if I text him, like, right now, even though he's asleep, he would hit me back, you know what I'm saying? I just, like I said, disagree with certain things, and I just disagree with certain things that we can talk about on here, and I'm willing to talk about it with that point with Bakari on YouTube, because I feel like people should see us be able to have certain kind of conversations if he's down, like, where we can, like, resolve issue, like conflict resolution kind of conversations between black men as much as possible, even if it's, like, not saying I'm nobody or whatever, but, like, that's why I would have that, and I would have no problem answering conversations. But, like, as far as debating about good white people, and I've debated one of them, but I'm not going to debate a brother, because when I do that, then I'm just going to be on some other stuff, So that's why I focus that even towards Bakari, because me and him have a whole thing where we've been there, and I'm like, yo, okay, like, yeah, I'm not gonna say that, but anyway, I'm gonna just stop right there, all right? Because every time me and you be coming on here, it be turning into some other stuff that it probably shouldn't. But I will say this: since last week, they ain't say nothing else. But Anthony, you see, they ain't say nothing. I'm just joking. I'll take it back.
See, like I said, there you go, Miss Head Morgan.
They ain't said a word. I was like, anything. No, I'm joking. Y'all. I'll take it. It's all love. I ain't gonna say nothing.
It is, man. It's all. Hey, like I said, man. We gotta keep our eyes on the prize, man. Yeah, it is what it is, man. No, hey, we gonna win too, though, man. We gonna win with brothers like us, with all of us, man, and sisters, man. And one day we gotta get the matron on the show, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the matron on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Cause, like, man, I've been on the readings and stuff, man. The matron it's something magical about her voice, man. It just make you want to listen. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, I really enjoy her readings and everything, man. I love to hear more from her. I love to hear her voice on Shoot the Breeze a lot more, and everywhere, man. But yeah, man, man, you my brother to the end, man.
Yeah. Mason ain't gonna put out with my BS. I can't play with her. She gonna cuss me out.
Hey, but Mason ain't gonna put up with no BS, period.
Period. Facts.
Hey, that's a Detroit black woman. She don't play.
But
yeah, man.
Yeah, we could. I know she'll come through if it'd be like a like. By the way, I don't know if you go listen to her last live that she did on the other night, Friday. She put together a real good presentation. Like it was definitely a real good presentation about a real big.
Yeah, I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard.
And,
I listened. I seen it.
Yeah, and y'all subscribe to her because she's gonna be live tomorrow to continue her reading at 7:00 East Coast time. So make sure y'all subscribe to her channel and listen to her. And yeah, she definitely gonna bring the truth, and she gonna keep it real on both sides. That's why everybody respect what she says. She like, I ain't gonna bring her on. I'm gonna be more mature. I just had to, I just had to make sure they ain't say nothing else. My bad. You're right. I'm gonna chill out with that. I'm being more mature. I'm getting too old for that. Yo, shouts out to my brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's all love, And shouts out to you, my brother.
Hey man, I'm 58, and sometimes I still go back. I still go back and do that shit.
They be talking. Bakari may be like tough, but you see, he ain't say nothing else, boy. That boy done ran. Them boys. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking because I don't want to start nothing for real. I was just playing. I'm really just joking. It ain't no. It's all love, and I get y'all point. I don't really, but I'm just say I get y'all point. So shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to my brother Anthony. I appreciate you coming on here, my brother. Shouts out to Raw. Appreciate you for all the support, Raw. Shouts out to Bawana. Shouts out to Koku. My bad, Koku, for messing up the last one. He ain't come on yesterday. When next time I come on there, I want to just chill. Shouts out to Cassidra. We're gonna be back Wednesday at 8:30. My bad. Wednesday at 8:30. Me and Cassidra. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be another good one. Y'all support Rum in the Bush and everything she do with Rum in the Bush. Shouts out to Matron. Like I said, y'all subscribe to Matron. Shouts out to Erica. Y'all definitely give a salute to Erica. Shouts out to Erica. And everybody else that was listening. I appreciate y'all. You know what? I'll still do it just for it to go off and just for Clarissa Shields. Let's see what would have happened if they would have got the fight.
I hit the pool in my chair. I've been waiting on this. What?
You squaring up?
What?
You squaring up. Hey, look how she got her dukes up.
I hit the pool in my chair. I've been waiting on this. What?
Look at this man.
What?
And I've decided that I want to die.
Hey, she ready. Hey, he went to go put his hat down.
I hit the pool in my chair. I've been waiting on this.
His glasses on. So
I should have picked a different one.
He should have ran when he see her. You see how she's squaring up?
Just
walk away. Just walk away.
I don't think. All right, he messed it up. But anyway, and there you go. Yeah, shouts out to you, Raw. I appreciate all of y'all for listening. And those of you out there who is listening, who didn't say nothing, shouts out to all of y'all. We got to understand the politics of Blackness and be proud of that. You know what I'm saying? We are for Black people and only for Black people. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.